For the love of God, can Philadelphia Eagles players just stay off of the internet for a little bit? A.J. Brown, obviously the newest of the Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers, is still getting a bunch of hate from Tennessee, and he's kind of getting tired of it, and he had something to say. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today I want to talk about AJ Brown tweeting at a Titans fan, basically telling him you're mad at the wrong person, telling them to basically move on. I'm gonna just give you my opinion on it. It's not the biggest of deals, but there is a little bit of a history to this, that Philadelphia Eagles feel like their staff has to kind of nip in the butt before it gets a little bit too crazy. Before I get into all that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K. We're on the road to 4K. Right after that, we'll be on the road to 5K. We would love for you guys to join that ride, but let's just hop right into it. So AJ Brown did come out saying, per Tyler Rapp, I believe is the person who actually wrote it. Timothy Rapp, excuse me, is the person who wrote the article. And the back and forth goes like this. I don't know who the guy is that was tweeting him from the Tennessee fan base, and I'm not going to really give him the dime a day. But, you know, he basically retweeted something that A.J. Brown put out saying that today I learned that the percentage of the weather doesn't mean blah, 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 mean blah, blah, blah. He just put out a random tweet. And Henry, I guess I'm going to say his first name, said that for the love of God, just stay off of social media. You're already a villain. No need to make it stupid villain. Seems like he's a little bit upset. AJ Brown responded to that saying, for the love of God, I was the best receiver to play for your franchise. Shut up and move on. You mad at the wrong person, with a little dancing emotion. He gave him the little disco emoji. I love it. So that begs the question, was he the best wide receiver in their franchise history? And not only that, is this what you want to be seeing from now your franchise guy? Him and Devontae Smith are going to be the leads for the Philadelphia Eagles for the foreseeable future. Obviously, A.J. Brown is tied to us with that long-term, extension that we gave him, the $100 million extension that kicks in after this year. And then Devontae Smith, a first-round pick, top 10 pick, guy that I think the Philadelphia Eagles see a lot of potential in. You obviously don't see this type of stuff from a Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is not one of those guys that you see on the social medias, that you see out there talking that talk. And I get a little bit nervous when our guy is out there doing this. And the reason why I get a little bit nervous is because Philadelphia is not like Tennessee, and this is no slight to Tennessee. Tennessee is a beautiful state. Memphis, I went to a couple times, beautiful. Nashville, beautiful area. But their fan base is nothing like the Philadelphia Eagles fan base. The Philadelphia Eagles fan base is cutthroat, for lack of better terms. To be bluntly, we are very, very cutthroat. We do not care if you are not playing well. We are going to let you know. So I get a little bit nervous that AJ Brown may have a bump or two, and the Philadelphia Eagles fan base might let him know about those bumps or two, and he might not like it. He might not be a fan of that. So look, I'm reading into this a little bit more, more than I normally would during the season. Obviously, there's not many stories. So stuff like this, you start looking at a person's character. We didn't get to know him as a Tennessee Titan as we will as a Philadelphia Eagle. Obviously, that's our team. So we're going to see everything. It's going to be under a microscope. Do I think it's the biggest deal in the world? No, I don't think it's the hugest thing in the world. I think that it's kind of him just kind of getting back at these fans who, let's not forget, we're sending him death threats. We're all on his rear end because he got traded, because he didn't want to take, what now $9 million we're seeing it is in less money than he would have taken to stay with the Tennessee Titans. They were offering around $16 million. Obviously got that 25 per from us in the extension. So people seem to be a little bit upset with the wrong person. But from an Eagles fan's perspective, maybe this is something they should talk about when they're shooting those hoops, when they're shooting those free throws. Maybe you don't poke the bear in Philadelphia. We're not the ones that you really want to come back at. So when he does, it's going to happen. He's going to have a bad game. He's going to have a tough drop. There's going to be something that we're going to be upset with as fans. And there's going to be a point in time on social medias that there's going to be a fan that lets him know that we did not like what we just saw. I don't want this to be his gut reaction. I don't want this to be his first reaction. Again, I don't know him on a personal basis. We don't know him and how he's operated throughout the years. Seemed like a guy that really got along with everybody, didn't really have many stories coming out against him as far as it goes with, you know, drama with his teammates or fans for that matter. So I'm hoping this is an isolated incident. He's just getting fed up with the Tennessee fan base, getting a little bit upset with him, you know, that he was able to move on. We'll see. But I just wanted to bring this to light for Philadelphia Eagle fans, because at the end of the day, we know ourselves, right? We know how we are, we know how we act, and we know how we're going to act. It's not going to change. Nothing's going to, you know, one day we're not going to magically wake up and say, let's be nice to everybody. Let's not throw snowballs at Santa Claus. We are who we are. We're a diehard sports team, fan base, you know, I should say, a city that knows its sports and a city that is going to voice its opinion. So AJ Brown, if you're watching this, I'm not saying that get off the internet. I'm not saying get off social media. Just maybe you pick the right people to come back at you. I don't think that, you know, Henry or whatever the heck his name is a real good gauge of what Philadelphia media is like and Philadelphia fan bases are like. So maybe just, you know, don't respond to us right away. Give us a couple days. Give us a couple hours. We might be upset. We might say some things we don't necessarily mean, but we still love you, so it is what it is. But you guys let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Do you think this is a big deal? Like I said, I don't think it's a huge deal. I think this is just kind of a tool. I think if I was Nick Sirianni, if I was, you know, even Jeffrey Lurie, if I was, you know, whoever it is that looks over him, you know, and is kind of his veteran in his ear, which is a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Who is that vet in his ear? Is it a Greg Ward? Whoever it may be. Maybe it's a Pascal, you know, but whoever it may be, I'm hoping someone gets in his ear and says, maybe not out here, big dog. Maybe, you know, just, I get that you're getting upset with these Tennessee Titan guys, but Philly fans aren't the buttons you want to start pressing. We'll see what happens, but you guys let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Other than that, y'all know what it is. It is Fly Goes Fly. We are out here. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the